me Sipe. I'm a clinical pharmacy practitioner for Veterans Health Administration VISN 15, and I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm a graduate of the University of Missouri Kansas City School of Pharmacy. I got my bachelor's degree in pharmacy in 1999. What inspired me to choose pharmacy as a career was I was in undergrad, thought I was going to become a dental hygienist. And my preceptor said, you know, I want you to go do spend some time with a pharmacist that I know. She's my next door neighbor. So I did. I went to their pharmacy and spent some time with them there. It was a little independent pharmacy, and it was almost completely run by women. And while I was really observing, because I wasn't a licensed intern then, they took me aside and said, you have got to consider pharmacy as a career. It's an excellent opportunity for women. You have a lot of flexibility. It's got excellent pay. You're clearly compassionate and able to communicate with patients that come in, even though you are not a pharmacist and you're not a technician, you're talking with these patients like you've known them your whole life. This is something you really should consider. And so I looked into it, applied, and was accepted into pharmacy school, and I've never looked back. So a typical day for me in my career in pharmacy looks probably a little different than it does for most people. As an academic detailer, it's up to me to set my own schedule. So I don't walk into a schedule of patients. I don't see patients at all. In fact, I no longer have a scope of practice. So my population, my client is actually the provider. So it's up to me to reach out to providers and ask them to meet with me one-on-one for a short meeting, whether that's face-to-face or it could be virtual, depending on their preference, and also how far away they live from my locality. So I'm able to meet with them, set a schedule, and it's topic-based. So I'm coming to them to talk about knowledge translation around maybe new guidelines, clinical guidelines, or something that we really know is affecting our veterans in a particular way, and we want to make sure that our providers are given the most up-to-date information on what that looks like for them. And then how can they integrate change into their practice to help better provide outcomes that will improve our veterans and their health care. So my day can look very different from day to day, and oftentimes I don't exactly know what my day is going to look like when I get there. I'll open up my calendar and I know kind of what I think I want to get done that day. Sometimes you get a curveball thrown at you, and my whole day might be spent on one particular topic. It might be around a clinical topic, it might be around something operational, but it's whatever my providers need me to spend time on to help make their job a little easier that day. I kind of consider myself like a concierge service to our providers, or some people call us the special ops of pharmacy. If there's a concern or a need, especially around an educational need, or there's a knowledge gap, we're able to go out, find the evidence, bring that back to our providers, break that down to them in a short one-on-one education session that we have a discussion. So I'm able to meet them where they are to get them the information that they need to better meet the needs of their patients at that time. And then I'm able to follow up with them later after they've had an opportunity to make the change, implement that change, and figure out now what do we need to do to make this maybe easier for you. Is that maybe you need an order set, or maybe we need to change something in our electronic health record to make it simpler for you, or maybe it's as easy as just a process change that we've seen another provider try that maybe you want to try too. So the favorite part of my job and why I like practicing in pharmacy go together. The favorite part of my job is that I'm able to make a one-on-one connection with providers who often feel like they really are left on their own to do an immense amount of work. They have excellent teams around them that also have their own individual responsibilities every single day. So I do feel like I'm able to make that connection with them as a clinical professional who can meet their clinical needs, and also as a professional who has clinical experience in ambulatory care, inpatient care, whatever it is they're doing. I have some experience in all those areas. So I feel like I can make that connection with them and be that lifeline to them when they need someone, whether it's I have a clinical need. Sometimes it's a process need. They just don't understand how to get to the next step. Sometimes it's just, I need a friendly face. I know someone that I can count on to get me the information that I need quickly. And that changes everything. I know that by providing my provider with what they need at that moment, will then expand out to all the patients that they see that day. So if I can be that person to provide them with that sense of security or that little bit of information that they needed at that moment in time so that they can help that patient, and I was able to give it to them quickly, reliably, professionally, then I've done the job that I need to do that day. So those interpersonal connections mean everything, and I know that translates out to patient care. So the advice I have for someone who has an interest in a degree in pharmacy would be to start with meeting other pharmacists. Go out to someone that you know that works in pharmacy and talk to them about what it is that they do every day. Listen to things just like this. Go out and find people that have some interest in doing this and find out what is their passion. Why do they do this? Everybody does it for a little bit different reasons. We all do it because we want better health outcomes for our patients. But what gets us there is very different. Sometimes it's very clinical, sometimes it's research, can be a lot of different things. So talk to people around you, get some exposure in those areas. It may not be what you think. I thought I was gonna be a retail pharmacist right up until I stepped foot into a hospital and realized that this is the place where I wanna be. And then it all changed at that moment. So expose yourself to all the things that you have access to and ask people questions. There isn't any pharmacist I know that wouldn't welcome another person asking about their career and wanting to know more about what they do.